psychological tactics that make women obsessed and addicted to him. When it comes to love, men often don't express their feelings through flowery words or emotional outbursts like women typically do. Instead, they tend to show affection through subtle psychological tactics, quiet but deeply impactful. These aren't necessarily manipulative tricks, but rather natural ways they connect with, win over, and hold on to the woman they truly care about. For many men, love isn't always spoken through "I love you," but shown in the way they silently observe, patiently listen, and take thoughtful action. Understanding these psychological moves not only helps you decode a man's heart more easily, but also gives you insight into whether he's truly serious about you, or just testing the waters in a game of love. Let's explore with the love equations the psychological tactics men use that make women deeply drawn and irresistibly captivated. 1. Hot and cold, creating longing and emotional pull. One of the most subtle psychological tactics men often use when they start developing real feelings is the well-timed hot and cold approach. He showers you with attention, texting regularly, asking how your day was, making you feel special and cherished. Then suddenly, without warning, he pulls away. No texts, no calls, no explanation. And what happens next? You start thinking about him even more, wondering, what is he doing? Did I do something wrong? Why was everything so sweet, and now it's just silence? That sudden emptiness, the longing, the emotional confusion, that's exactly what he wants to stir within you. It's not meant to hurt you. It's meant to awaken a sense of longing, curiosity, and that subtle feeling of missing him inside you. When a man knows how to show up at just the right moments and pull back at just the right times, he creates an emotional rhythm, highs and lows, that makes you more emotionally invested without even realizing it. This isn't a cheap trick, it's psychological finesse, creating just enough distance for you to miss him and just enough presence for you to feel connected. A man who truly loves you won't use silence as a way to control you. Instead, he wants you to feel his presence with your heart, not just through constant physical closeness. And if you find yourself thinking about him during his absence, it means he's already touched something deep within your emotions. 2. Painting a future together, triggering safety and emotional bonding. When a man is truly falling for you, he doesn't just live in the present, he starts imagining a future with you in it. He'll say things like, "One day I want us to travel the world together. I dream of having a little house. You'll cook, and I'll take care of the garden. If we ever have kids, I know you'd be an amazing mom." These may sound simple, but in reality, they're a powerful psychological move. Talking about the future is his way of triggering your sense of safety, building trust, and creating emotional anticipation. By planting seeds of a shared life ahead, he makes you start to visualize it too. And that's when emotional attachment begins to deepen. You'll start to visualize it, dream about it, and believe, he's serious about me. And from that moment, you're not just touched by the present. You want to stay and build something lasting with him in the future. This isn't just sweet talk, it's emotional strategy. When a man truly loves, he begins to guide your heart with warm, hopeful visions of what could be. And once you feel emotionally safe, you naturally open up and form a deeper connection with him. 3. Intentional gentle touch, awakening unconscious emotions. He gently brushes your hair as you laugh, lightly touches your hand while you talk, or places his hand on your back as you walk ahead. These touches may seem accidental, but they're very much intentional. This is a subtle but incredibly powerful psychological move. Gentle physical contact activates feelings of intimacy and unconscious connection, making you feel cared for, close, and safe, without a single word spoken. Touching at the right time, in the right way, can make your heart flutter without knowing why. And before you even realize it, your emotions have been quietly drawn in by that tenderness. It's not just physical contact, it's the art of touching to connect emotionally. 4. Subtle jealousy triggers, testing your emotions. He casually mentions another woman, not to brag, but to quietly observe your reaction. If you show even the slightest hint of jealousy, a change in your eyes, a pause in the conversation, a shift in tone, he instantly senses that you care, that your feelings for him are real. This is a clever psychological tactic, adding a little spice to the relationship while helping him gauge his place in your heart without having to ask directly. However, if this move is used too often or pushed too far, it can lead to distrust. A man who truly loves you won't intentionally hurt you just to test your feelings. Instead, he'll value your emotions and only use subtle cues to feel closer to your heart. 5. Expressive face. Eyes that speak volumes. When a man truly loves, he often doesn't say much, but his eyes say everything. A deep, lingering gaze paired with a soft, almost secretive smile can make you feel truly special. It's his way of emotionally communicating with you, drawing you in like a silent spell in that shared moment. He doesn't need sweet talking, just the sincerity in his expression and the emotion in his eyes is enough to make your heart skip a beat. And if you often catch him looking at you that way during conversations, don't doubt it. He's truly falling for you. 6. Showing up as a hero, awakening admiration. When you're feeling tired, overwhelmed, or going through a tough time, he suddenly shows up, offering help without being asked, making sure you feel supported and protected. This isn't just an act of kindness. It's his natural instinct to be your hero, the man who shows up for the woman he truly cares about. He wants you to feel, when you need someone, I'll be there. It's that perfect timing, not flashy, but warm and reassuring, that touches your heart, builds trust, and makes you look at him with growing admiration. Because women don't need a superhero, just a man who stands by them when it matters most. 7. Deep listening, but selective and intentional. He doesn't just hear you to respond, he listens with care. He pays close attention to the little things, your likes, habits, even past experiences that left you hurt. But here's what makes it special. He doesn't act on it right away. Instead, he stores those details and later brings them up at the perfect moment, catching you completely off guard. You once said you love lavender flowers, right? I figured you'd be a bit tired today. Wasn't your deadline coming up? This is intentional listening, not loud, but incredibly deep. And when you realize that he remembers such specific details about you, you'll start to wonder, when did he start knowing me so well? That's the moment your heart begins to connect on a deeper level, because now you know, this man genuinely pays attention to me. 8. Creating the only one feeling, making you believe you're truly special. One of the most subtle yet powerful psychological strategies a man uses when he's truly falling for someone is making her feel irreplaceable. You might hear lines like, "I've never felt this way with anyone before. Only you make me open up like this. Since I met you, I haven't been interested in anyone else." What does this do? It plants a powerful belief. You're the one person who's awakened a deep part of his heart no one else ever could. That belief makes you emotionally invested. You hold on tighter because you don't want to lose something that feels one of a kind. Whether it's entirely true or partly true, the feeling of being that special someone keeps you drawn to the connection and makes you want to give more. It's a gentle, emotional strategy, but incredibly effective. Because at the core of every woman is the longing to be the only one in someone's heart. 9. Quiet observation and adjustment. When he loves you in silent action. A man who's truly falling for you doesn't make loud declarations like, "I've changed for you." Instead, you start noticing subtle, meaningful shifts. He suddenly remembers your favorite foods and starts bringing them up. He quietly avoids things you once mentioned make you uncomfortable. He adjusts the way he talks or reacts, not drastically, but just enough for you to feel his care. This isn't pretending. It's a man silently aligning himself with the woman he deeply cares about. The truth is, a man who truly loves doesn't wait for you to ask, because he's already listening with his heart. And these small, unspoken changes, they touch you more deeply than any grand gesture ever could. Because love doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes, it simply shows up in the quiet ways he becomes better, just to be closer to you. Men in love may not always say much, but their psychology runs deep. They know how to guide emotions, spark curiosity, create a sense of safety, and awaken a woman's desire for connection. However, what truly matters is this: always stay grounded in your self-worth. Be emotionally aware so you don't get swept away by fleeting feelings. Learn to recognize the difference between genuine love and subtle manipulation. Have you ever experienced any of these psychological tactics before? Feel free to share. You might just realize he really does love you. He's just using a slightly clever strategy to win your heart.